Hi, it is the human operating system time. So since my previous video on the breathing and e.g. Kamehameha, qigong and meditations, I have received many messages and questions from Wing Chun friends, the Chinese martial art friends around the world. And after that video, many people realize and many people actually experience all kinds of uncomfortable when they practice, say, the Xiu Lim Tao sets, or when they practice different type of qigong. And that's why I have all this message asking me different questions from qi to breathing and so forth, so forth. So today I like to share with you what is the issue on the part of uncomfortable and so forth. Actually, I'm expecting this to surface because it is a problem in traditional Chinese martial arts. I'm not the only guy who knows. In fact, prior to the cultural evolutions of China, in the early of this century, or 1900, people already know it. Okay, there are many the expert in traditional Chinese martial art, qigong, internal art, who is well trained, and this is real expert, who have the Western scientific educations, have already known it by 1960s. It is just that cultural evolution had blown everything apart, and all those people was jailed because they are studying the Western science and so forth. So after the cultural evolutions, it is a blackout until today, and we know this thing will surface. So today I'm going to share with you. Okay. First thing, we need to understand that, so what is the uniqueness of the traditional Chinese martial art compared with the, say, Western boxing or the martial art of the West? What is the difference? There is a uniqueness, okay? The other day we talked about platform. Okay? So in platform, you have momentum, which is unavoidable if you want to fight. Okay? And then you have the techniques, which is implement of momentum. And then you have the body conditioning. Okay? Now, the uniqueness of traditional Chinese martial art, which is not exist in other arts in general, is within this body conditioning, that is health considerations. The health development or the health maintenance considerations there. Okay? So in other words is in holistic proper traditional Chinese martial art as it in the ancient, not everybody can train the same thing, even under the same teacher, same school, same style. Because this health condition need to be taken into the considerations, and the way how the people train, and the way how people using momentum is influenced by that. Okay. So as an example, the guy who is, say, healthy and strong and at 25-year-old will train differently compared with the people who is, say, after 40 Okay. Or another guy who is having some chronic issue will train differently. Okay. So that is this part, the health part, which is supporting the platform, which is supporting the momentum. Okay, that is the uniqueness. Okay, so that's why they say if you train traditional Chinese art, martial art, you can get healthier because it has that considerations. It's not like today's MMA. That's why I asked the Chinese or Taiwanese MMA guys, say, okay, I have diabetic type 1, I'm 60 years old. If you have my body and you go train MMA, will you make it? Will you make it even when you are, say, young? You have diabetic type 1 like me and you go train MMA. Can you train MMA as what you train? Okay? You really, it is a different stuff, okay? Different type of body. It's not one size fit all. Okay? So this is the uniqueness, okay? Now, however, that is a issue in the problem in the evolution since last 100 years after the Opium War. Because Chinese culture is actually what do you call it? Fading away after the Opium War. The Chinese lost in the Opium War, then they say, okay, all because you're lost, all what you're saying is nonsense. You see, the Westerner is better than us. Okay, so that's what happened. If you look at the history, you study the history after 1840, those type of Opium War, you see things changing, and the Chinese actually dropped their own culture. Okay. Until the cultural evolution, you say damaging the entire thing. Well, so 1,000 years of technology is damaged there. Okay? Now, so due to this, okay, this westernizations and have no longer have a big picture on this thing. So the art, traditional Chinese martial art in general, has been modified or changed the directions into the momentum application base. It's no longer a holistic practice. Okay. Disregard of this hard art, internal art, external art, it has become the momentum or techniques base or momentum techniques focus. This part is cut off. Okay, so one evolve the art based on the interpretations on how they want to use the art to fight, or how the technique has to be done for their purpose. Okay, of course everybody have their purpose, but they ignore this part. And because they ignore that part, this is no longer what the ancient Chinese martial art anymore. Okay, and so many things, disregard of external art or internal art or whatever people claim, there are many violations of health conditions per the ancient body conditioning on the health today in Chinese martial arts. Okay. People can talk all about qi and this and that, but if it's a violation, it is violations. Okay, now. The second thing is mystify the thing. Make qi or the fudging, all kinds of mysterious stuff. And when the thing get to the West, it's going even worse. Most Westerners have no idea what is the Chinese culture and what is this going on. Most, you can almost say, majority of the teacher or sifu in the West have no idea what it is. Okay? And all this magic of the qi and continues on. But it violated this thing. Okay? Now, also, there's another part of guessing. Like today you heard about people say, well, you know, xing qi to dan tian, or you pay attention to the dan tian, all this kind of stuff. Well, in fact, that's not what the ancient Chinese trained and said. Okay? So first, due to the era change and the Chinese culture change and so forth, this part body conditioning is fading away or drop, and then it changed into the pay attention to your techniques and those kind of stuff. Okay, or I want to use this for fighting and so forth. So they changed the art. Okay, or you get mystical. You want to train this qi. Only I know this qi. You don't know this qi. Your qi is wrong. Your qi is mental. My qi is physical. Or the real qi is mental. Your is physical. You can have all these things fight. You can see in the forum all everybody fighting on that. And then so you have to have this dan tian, and then people will say this is a 3 dan tian, 5 dan tian, 10 dan tians. So these three issues. First, shifted the focus to this without these considerations. The second is mystify the thing where one have no idea what it is. Okay, mostly have no idea what it is. The third thing is guessing. Oh, this qi have to be this way, that way, that way. Three things. This is a death trap. So you say, well, Hendrik, you sit in Silicon Valley. How dare you say this? Well, I show you what. This is Zhou Qianchuan in 1960 or so, before Cultural Revolution, because he died in Cultural Revolutions. He already tell people, he said that some of the Tai Chi set is very screwed up now because of the change of the sets. That can cause problem such as diabetic or high blood pressure. Okay? This is Ma Li Tang, one of the top Xingyi, top qigong grandmaster. Okay, Ma Li Tang. He wrote here about definitions of qi, jing, and all those kind of stuff in a scientific way, because this is he's a university graduate, and you can, in this book you can see all kinds of control theory and those kind of stuff. Okay, so this is saying that the qigong and the scientific system, okay, control theory and all kinds of stuff. Okay, this is Ma Li Tang's student. Okay, Sang Ji. He is a mechanical professor in university. Over here he talk about what is damaging, and after 40-year-old, certain thing you must not train. He already get into like today's science sport, the sport science, the free radicals, anti-oxidation, those kind of stuff, cause the epochs and all this kind of stuff. Alright? And this is from Nan Huai Jing. Now he have all kinds of stuff talk about, you know, the Dantian and everything, where what is the reality, the truth when you practice meditations in Chinese, in Taoist, or in the Buddhist, like Anapanasati or mantra. So this thing exists. Okay, I have an advantage because I read Chinese. So what I summarize for you at the beginning for this three thing is not my invention. It's the facts. So right now, when I got the message from our friend who asking me on the issue, like practicing Xiu Lim Tao, for 1 hour, the body get hot, the heart rate get high, the breathing and so forth, and I feel uncomfortable in the breathing and so forth. Well, they know it. In fact, besides Sangji, I don't know whether he's still, I think he's still alive. The author here all already passed away. Okay. So people have been knowing it. It's just that if we are in the West, we don't read this style of stuff. We don't really study what from the real expert in the field and have a scientific explanations. Well, why you need the scientific? Because they know if you don't go scientific, your processes is not clear, you cannot repeat the thing. You cannot teach that thing. And the student is not going to get result. Okay? So like Zhou Quanchuan, who talk about the Tai Chi have issue. Well, you can read his story. He's doing experiment with infrared already at that time. Okay? So, this is what happened in the history. So we need to change now. We cannot just shut our mind off and then, you know, going all ways we want. Your interpretation, my interpretation. Interpretation of what? We are human. Disregard of who we are. We are human. Okay? Disregard of east, west, our color of skin, we are human. If we screwed, we screwed. Okay? So, if you look into the platform of 1850, the Wing Chun platform 1850, the Yiji Kamyong Ma, this part, the body conditioning part, is accord to this. It's accord to this. However, the 1960, because it is emphasized on the structure, on the forward pressure, and many different things, or the mind power and so forth, it no longer fit into this. It could get off to focus on, oh, we want to use this for this, but it doesn't take into consideration of this. That's why if you practice that, there are many issues can come up. Okay? It is just scientific. Okay? Now, so one thing where people ask me many times is about breathing. About your breathing, okay, your breathing. And whether you get up, you know, raise your body in breathe and so forth, okay. Now actually this is not difficult to understand scientifically, and it is matching with the actually with the ancient Chinese, okay, because human body is human body, okay. Now the truth or the reality of human, the truth or the reality of human is simple. This is human, okay? So if you breathe in, your diaphragm will flatten out here, and because it's flattened out here, you're gonna push the tummy out. If you breathe properly, okay? Push the tummy out. So you just breathe in, okay? Now, so if you say, for example, you squat down, okay, you squat down. When you inhale, if you squat down, you actually put a pressure back in there. Well, of course, you're going to feel pressure inside your internal organs. Because the breathing, the diaphragm want to coming down, you have some pressure going in. Well, that's what the Chinese said. That is the thing which is not following the natural. Okay? The Chinese want it to be, when they take considerations in the breathing, the health, it want it to go down so the diaphragm expand, and then when it exhale, the diaphragm going up, okay, and then this tummy sink in or contract in, so it make a massage on your internal organs. It help your blood and qi circulations. Okay, so the idea is when you inhale, the diaphragm expand downward, and when you exhale, the diaphragm going up, you have a massage in your internal organs, and you take a large amount of oxygen inside there. But if you have some pressure get to your stomach, or by whatever means, like your squatting is one of the things, when you squat down, okay, when you squat down, if you inhale, you can feel that thing there, that pressure there. Well, that is the fighting, the external and the diaphragm movement is fighting. You cannot breathe long, deep, and this is all the tension instead of the massaging of the blood circulation and so forth. Okay, that's the bottom line of the breathing. So we can say, oh, we have to train qi and everything. If this is not getting properly, then get issue. And also, sometimes you can see people, because they want to use energy of their force. In Wing Chun, you can see a lot. In Tai Chi, you can see that too. Okay? So what they do when they want to inhale, when they want to have power, they raise their shoulder. They raise their shoulder. Okay? So they raise their shoulder when they want to inhale. And then they drop their shoulder when they exhale. Well, that is a problematic breathing, because it's not accord to your body, not accord to this diaphragm anymore. You can see in Wing Chun, in Qi and so forth, people just raise their arm there. So the lower part of the body is practically sit still there, or holding rigid there, and the breathing is here. So it's the chest breathing. And of course you're going to create problem, because it's violating the body. And the Chinese don't say that. They don't do that. Okay? In fact, a proper breathing in ancient Chinese, or proper practice in traditional Chinese internal art of qigong, is that at every breathing, it feels like the breathing is going through to the leg, going through everybody, every part of the body. And of course, your breathing is not going to go, scientifically, there is, your breathing is in your lung, but because of this, it's following the diaphragm, you feel like like the sensations is going through your body. It's not, oh, I put my intention on my dantian here, lower abs. I want to breathe in the dantian. That's nuts. That's not accord to what the ancient Chinese practice is about. Okay. So breathing is like that. And as soon as we violate whatever the body, if we keeping produce pressure here and not the massage, it's not going to get a healthy body, and you're going to cause some tear and wear there. And somebody even can cause what? Hernia. And to be straight with you, I have seen many people get hernia. Stop train those qigong, stop breathing and all those kind of stuff when I was in Southeast Asia when in my teen. Okay, practice Kyokushin and Wing Chun and so forth. I've seen many people get a hernia. Okay. So if that's why I never like to do those kind of stuff. I want to follow this and I follow this thing. Why do I want to make myself get myself to do experiment? There are 1,000 years of experience here. In the artificial intelligence era sense, this is big data. Okay. So if you're interested, buy the book. Okay. So you can see that, buy the book. Okay. I have no secret here to how do you say, the kid. I want to disclose this for everybody because what? You are Wing Chuner, I'm a Wing Chuner. You practice traditional Chinese martial art, practice qigong, I do the same. Why do I want to screw you? In fact, we need to help each other, not screwing each other, not about defending my grandmaster or this and that. You respect grandmaster like you respect, like I respect my grandfather or grandparents because they sent me to United States to go to school. My dad passed away when I was only 9 years old. So my grandfather, my grandmother never go to school. My grandfather never go to school either. I respect them. But do you think that I'm going to take everything what they say, they tell me? Okay? You cannot do that. You respect somebody because they contribute. But whatever technically is not proper, we must not pass down. And I want to tell you one thing, which is improper thing at the ancient Chinese stuff like my grandfather and grandmother practice. 51 years ago, almost this time, April the 13th. My father come back from Singapore because he's doing business there. And guess what? He doesn't feel good. At that time, the belief is the Chinese do not want to go to hospital because they're spirit bad. So because my father is sick, they didn't go to the hospital. So what did they eat? They feed him the rice porridge. The rice porridge. And guess what? That rice porridge get my father into diabetic coma, and he never awake anymore after that. And I see my father pass away in the hospital, diabetic coma. My uncle who know medicine, who is, I know my mom's side's uncle have a lot of medical doctors. He's telling me that at that time he should actually tell my grandfather, no, he should go to hospital. And but at that time the doctor didn't find out about the my dad is having diabetic coma. So do I put down my grandfather? No, I don't. I just tell you that white porridge stuff, make sure that it is not diabetic. Otherwise, it is deadly. Okay? Of course, usually people don't care. But if you lost your father that way, how does it feel? So this thing, I take it as serious as that. Okay? I always respect my grandparents, but there are things which we need to change because it's not proper scientifically. Okay? So this is the issue. Okay? And also I like to share with you, like the other day I said, you know, if you smile, right, laugh, that is the way to go in the proper practice of any qigong, internal art, meditations, and anything. Well, you can say, well, Hendrik, what is your evidence? I show you the evidence. Okay. I show you the evidence. This is Bodhisattva of compassionate. You see the mouth smiling, coming up like this. This is the laughing Buddha. You see that? And if that's not enough, I show you the Karuna Mantra Sutra. Here, it said clearly. Here it said clearly, the Bodhisattva of compassionate, okay, open up his facial or relax his facial and smile. And then he speak of the great compassionate or the Karuna mantra. So when you practice the mantra, you open this thing, open up. This is open up and then smile. And then you practice that. And in fact, if you go to any real meditations teacher, monk, such as this Mr. Nan Huai-Jing and all the achieved monk in meditation, they will tell you, if your mouth is not in the smile shape, forget about attain the first level of dhyana. Okay? That is a reality. And 1850s, as what I said, the considerations is the considerations of the platform have to do with your body. Well, look at this today. Okay, look at this today. Look at this today. Your eyebrows, your mouth shape. You know there's trouble with your heart chakra because you want to open your heart chakra, you need to smile, open heart. So how the hell are you going to get anything, any result? If you're doing that in your practice, you say, well, I want to have this chakra, you know, this destroy it this way, you know, just get it down there. That smile face here. Okay, so this is the guy, this is the leg. If you have a smile face here, this is open up, this is smile, this is your heart here, this is your heart chakra area or your heart, physical heart, and this is your third eye area. You open that up, you open up here, you open up. If you do this, you close down. Now, how the hell is that get you anywhere? Instead of suicide, okay? Because it's the reverse. So this is the Sanzhong, you know, the acupuncture point Sanzhong. It says qi is collect in the Sanzhong. If you don't open that up, it's stagnated there. Okay. So it is there. If we don't really dig inside there and keeping guess or interpret as we like, now we're gonna get trouble. Okay, and again, this both leg, if you climb it, this Hui Yin or the root chakra is going to get what? Contract. If you lift the anus, is good. Oh, I want to lift my anus to align my spine. Okay, good luck. Because you close that place and then you are manipulating your spine, your root chakra and or your Hui Yin is closed down. That means your chi cannot flow up and down. And your seventh chakra is not going to activate. Well, tell me how the world is you can get any good result at all. In fact, you might going to get what? Cardiovascular issue if you're keeping, getting mad and all this kind of stuff. Well, try it, right? Drop your jaw, right? Like mad, drop your jaw. Feel your heart. Smile, laugh, and feel your heart and see what it's like. What can you breathe better? How is your throat, the throat chakra feel? If you smile, you can feel that this is open. This is open. Right? Now, so in the ancient, all this thing is the key when the teacher teaching a young student, a beginner student. Teach this, make sure it's proper, and make sure one got the experience. Not like you go smile right now, you can feel right away this is feel lightweight, okay? Open up. That is called Rupman. Enter into the door. Okay, so it is said in the Chinese martial art, enter the door needs your sifu, your teacher. And then after that, how deep your kung fu or how advanced your kung fu, that is your individual practice. So this is Rupman to know this. Now if we don't know this, we can sit down there like many people actually message me this. Oh, Hendrik, the other day you talk about this breathing, I feel lightweight too, whole bunch of stuff, and say, well, after I practice every day Xiu Lim Tao for 1 hour, and then all this, and I finally feel that. I said, no, you don't get it. Why? Why do I say that? Am I just like to disapprove people? No. This is no guessing. This is no guessing. If you smile and you follow this, and you follow this in this book, you get to that state. And when you get the state, you go back and clamp your leg and doing all this mind power stuff. You know how stuck is that, how stuffy is that. 1 hour you get this thing done. Enter the door. Okay. So when people saying, well, I practice years and then I must be doing something right. Well, there's an issue. Do you know what you're doing right? If you don't know what you're doing right, because the thing cannot be repeated. Right? So that's why, finally, I want to tell you this. Remember I asked everybody, I proposed to everybody to have the heart rate profile? When you practice, you look at how your heart rate change. That is a scientific way of looking at your practice. Okay? Human body, if you have developed the 6 core elements, like I show you in this book, okay? Again, I say it's in Amazon, $0 there, okay? If you develop the your 4 core element, and every core element you can get into the resonant states, natural resonant states, okay? You'll be able to sense your body. And then you can be able to know how consistent is that get into the natural resonance state with your dropping of your heart rate when you want to rest. Okay? Because now you have handling. However, before get this thing, or even you have this thing, it is better to follow the heart rate profile using this gadget scientifically to tell us what it is. Okay? Now, if you practice something and the heart rate is keeping going high, you know, you practice a 修炼套 or Tai Chi or whatever sets or qigong, it's keeping going high, then you need to tell your Sifu, this thing I practice always give me this high. Okay? And traditional Chinese martial arts supposed to develop your body, and it's not keeping getting your heart rate higher and higher. Okay? Then the designs or whatever you practice have an issue. Or maybe the design not the problem, is you practice it wrong. So your teacher has to correct you, has to look into that. Now, another case is, say if you have always like that when you practice your 修炼套 or anything. Okay? Always like this. And there's one day you go up. Okay? You know you might be sick or you might need rest because your body change every day. Well, is it so? This kind of stuff, is it any rocket science? No. Look at the guy who ran marathon. You know, like this watch. Didn't it tell you this keeping rising practice is like what is the load you can handle with your body? Okay, and this a certain day it rise up. That means you might be sick. You might have not enough time to recover your body before you practice again. It's scientific stuff. So what I'm saying with you is that using the heart rate profile, using scientific biomarker, which is valid for medicine, be it the Chinese medicines or Western medicines, this is a practice we should have to check ourselves, to safeguard ourselves. Okay? Otherwise, it's like, you know, who are we going to listen? To this guy or that guy? Oh, I can sing qi to my dantian. Well, wait a minute, go check that. Oh, you know, many people say, you know, I'm going to practice my 修炼套 for 1 hour, and then my body get hot, and then I sweat, and then I breathe so forth deeply and all. I say, well, go check your heart rate profile. See what is your heart rate. See how is it. Well, one thing you can know is that type of state of your body warm up for 1 hour, so forth, you can almost see very, very likely the body is getting into high loading, the mind is getting into the tunnel vision because your intention and so forth. It is an opposite of this thing. It is an opposite of this thing. Okay? So you can ask yourself a questions. When you are happy, when you are smiling, do you aware your environment more? Or when you are upset, get mad, and want to go get even on something? Okay, as a human, you know when you're happy, you can aware, and you're not running into tunnel vision. The minute you get into, you want to get go for revenge or for whatever, concentrate in a certain thing, then you get in trouble. When you're happy, you get things calm, you accept, you allow. Okay, you can make an experiment. You just go read something, using intention to read it, see the thing come, you understand it better, or you just sit down there, sip a tea, and then you just let the information come to you. Okay, so finally, as we said, open heart, have a really comfortable body. Okay, that is the meaning of collect or call back yourself and meeting your Shen. Okay, Shen in Chinese is related to your heart. You want to call back yourself and meeting your Shen has to, your heart has to open up. Like the lotus flower here, when people who has enlightenment, this heart is open up. Read all you go read the Chinese, the Buddhism, the Tibetan or the Chinese scripture on those who enlightenment, see if they say the heart is open up. The Zen guy, okay, when they enlighten, this is open up, the heart, okay? So this is to share with you today. I know I say a lot of things here, but get yourself a heart rate profile, or you know, a variable is inexpensive today to look into it, and be aware of all these things exist. Okay, so let's not screwing each other, having this lineage war or style war. We don't have that time. We are running out of time. We need to get this thing back. We need to proceed with the heart rate profile to make everybody live better martial artists, and better health, and prosper in every school. Because it provides a good service for everybody, right? Not just selling belief or selling magic, but real thing which is contribute to the people and have a better living. So this is for you today.